Chapter 1. The spark in the heating the haze of a sweltering summer. Ryan stood amidst the chaos of cardboard boxes and scattered pizza crusts in Jason's new apartment. The air was thick with the scent of sweat and cardboard, the kind of heat that made shirts cling to skin and thoughts blur into reckless honesty. Ryan, 26, had known Jason since they were awkward 7th graders, when a shared Gatorade during gym class sparked a friendship that became the scaffolding of his life. Jason was the golden boy, charismatic, athletic, the kind of guy who could charm a room without trying. Ryan, quieter, more introspective, had always been content to orbit him, hiding a secret crush that had simmered since he was 13, when he first realized he was gay. For years, Ryan buried those feelings, convinced Jason was untouchable, straight as an arrow, and destined for a life that didn't include him in that way. They'd shared everything: college adventures, late-night Taco Bell runs, hikes where the world felt like it belonged to just the two of them. But Ryan's heart stayed guarded, a fortress built to protect their friendship from the ache of wanting more. That night, as they hauled boxes and laughed over a YouTube video that left them gasping for air, something shifted. The apartment, bare except for a mattress and a TV on a milk crate, felt like a blank canvas. Jason, shirtless and gleaming with sweat, grinned at Ryan and said, "Damn, man, we should have started a moving company together." Ryan laughed, brushing off the flutter in his chest. "Yeah, we'd get 0 clients and ruin our backs in a week." But then their eyes met, lingering a second too long, and the air crackled with something unspoken. By midnight, exhaustion had settled in. Jason tossed Ryan a towel, smirking. "Bathroom's yours, bro." Ryan waved him off, joking about Jason's gym sock stench, and sank onto the couch, scrolling through his phone to distract himself from the sight of Jason walking away, towel slung over his shoulder. But when 20 minutes turned into 30 with no sound of the shower, Ryan grew worried. Jason had a habit of zoning out after long days. He knocked softly on the bathroom door. "Dude, you alive?" No answer. Pushing the door open, Ryan froze. Jason sat on the edge of the bathtub, naked, towel around his neck, eyes closed, hands moving slowly as he whispered Ryan's name. The world stopped. Ryan's heart thundered, his feet rooted to the floor. He should have turned away, but he couldn't. Then Jason's eyes opened, meeting his, and instead of panic, there was something else: desire, raw and unguarded. "You gotta help me," Jason whispered, "or just stand there." Ryan's breath caught. "What?" He managed, voice barely audible. "I'm serious," Jason said, his gaze steady. "I've been thinking about this, about euphoria." "Well, now you're straight," Ryan stammered, his mind reeling. "I thought I was," Jason replied, voice soft but sure. "I don't know anymore, and I don't care." Ryan stepped inside, shutting the door behind him. What followed wasn't a blur of passion, but a careful dance of trembling hands and hesitant kisses, each touch a question, each breath an answer. It was gentle, emotional, a release of years of unspoken longing. When it was over, they lay together on the mattress, Jason's arm pulling Ryan close, his heartbeat steady against Ryan's cheek. For one fleeting night, it felt like everything Ryan had ever wanted. Chapter 2. The morning after dawn broke, and with it, the dream shattered. Ryan woke to the sound of Jason's voice, low and urgent, on the phone in the living room. "Megan, I just need to talk to you, please." Megan, Jason's on again, off again girlfriend of years, was back in the picture. Ryan stood in the doorway, invisible, as Jason's face crumpled. When he noticed Ryan, guilt flashed in his eyes. Ryan didn't wait. "I don't do second place, Jason," he said, grabbing his shirt and walking out, each step heavier than the last. The night before had felt like a revelation, but now it was a wound, raw and bleeding. He spent the weekend in his apartment, ignoring Jason's texts, muting his calls, trying to convince himself he could let go. But every silence screamed louder than the words they hadn't said. On Monday, Ryan's resolve broke. Jason was outside, sitting on the hood of his truck, looking like he hadn't slept in days. "I'm sorry," Jason said, voice raw. "The way I handled it." The phone call, you walking out, all of it. Ryan crossed his arms, guarding his heart. What was I? Just a distraction? No, Jason said, stepping closer. You're more than that. I meant what I said that night. I've been thinking about you, but I'm confused, Ryan. I've spent my whole life pretending I had it figured out, girlfriends, expectations. With you, I felt something real, and it scared the hell out of me. Ryan wanted to believe him, but the hurt ran deep. I can't be your escape, Jason. Figure this out on your own. They stood in silence, two souls caught between what was and what might be. Jason nodded, turned, and walked away, leaving Ryan with a heart full of questions and no answers. Asterisk Chapter 3. The weight of truth weeks passed, each one heavier than the last. Ryan tried to move on, even went on a date with a guy named Caleb, who was kind and confident, but couldn't fill the void Jason had left. Then, one Friday night, Jason showed up again, this time with a duffel bag and a cardboard box, his eyes red and his hoodie soaked from the rain. Megan and I, it's done, he said. I told her the truth. I'm not in love with her anymore. I need to figure things out. Ryan let him in, against his better judgment. That night, they didn't touch, didn't talk much. Jason slept on the couch, and Ryan lay awake, torn between hope and fear. Over the next few days, they danced around the truth, sharing quiet moments, Jason making coffee, Ryan catching him staring. One night, Jason whispered, I miss being close to you. Ryan didn't pull away when Jason's hand found his, but he didn't lean in either. Trust was a fragile thing, and Ryan wasn't ready to give it back. Then came the reckoning. Ryan sat Jason down. You can't stay here forever. Be honest, what do you want? Jason's eyes dropped. I don't know, Ryan, that's the truth. Ryan's voice hardened. I want something real. I'm not your secret, your phase, your experiment. Jason stood, pacing. I'm trying, okay? Everything I've known is changing, and it's scary. Ryan's heart broke, but he held firm. Maybe you should stay somewhere else for a while. Jason left, and the silence that followed was deafening. Ryan saw him days later at a coffee shop, laughing with friends, pretending everything was fine. It stung to realize Jason hadn't told anyone about them. But then a text from Jason's sister, Anna, he's falling apart. Please call him. Ryan hesitated, then drove to Jason's old apartment. Jason was outside, shaking, eyes wet. I told Megan everything, he said, about you, about me. She cried, said she always knew. Ryan's breath caught. So what now? I stopped hiding, Jason said, reaching for Ryan's hand. I want you. No more secrets, no more shame. And then, under the porch light, Jason kissed him public, real, fearless. For the first time, Ryan believed him. Chapter 4. A new beginning. Their life together began to take shape, fragile but hopeful. Jason came out to friends, some supportive, others not. Brandon, his closest friend, called it a phase, warning Jason not to ruin his life. The words cut deep, but Jason held firm. He deleted old social media posts, shedding the mask he'd worn for years. Ryan watched him unravel, then rebuild, each step a testament to his courage. But healing was never linear. Megan reappeared, her voice trembling through the door. I think I might be pregnant. The words shattered their fragile peace. Jason's face went pale and Ryan's world tilted. Hours later, a text confirmed it. It's positive. Jason paced, muttering, this changes everything. Ryan wanted to scream, to hold him, to run. Instead, he asked, where does that leave us? Jason's silence was answer enough. He moved in with Megan, claiming it was just a help, not romantic. Ryan packed a bag and left, whispering to himself, please don't let this be the end. At his friend Eli's place, he tried to rebuild, but Jason's absence was a wound that wouldn't close. Then Anna's text came, and Ryan found Jason at a game mixer, looking hollow. I messed up, Jason said. I thought being a dad meant going back to her, to that life. But the only life I want is with you. They stepped outside, the air cool against their skin. Ryan laid it bare. I'm not your secret again. I'm not raising your kid unless you carry my heart with both hands. Jason nodded, tears in his eyes. I swear. They went home together, not to erase the past, but to face it. Jason called Megan, firm. I'm with Ryan. I'm not hiding it. Megan's voice was sharp, but she didn't fight. Slowly, they began building something new, a life where love wasn't a secret. Chapter 5. A family redefined. Delige's birth changed everything. In the hospital, Jason pulled Ryan close, placing his hand on the baby's back. Ryan, meet our son. The words cracked Ryan's heart open, not because the baby was his, but because Jason wanted him there. They navigated co-parenting with Megan, awkward at first, but softening over time. She invited them over, and Ryan held Elijah, feeling the weight of love settle into his bones, but Megan's acceptance wavered. She pushed Ryan out, calling him not blood, questioning his place in Elijah's life. Jason fought back, refusing to let her dictate their family. They met with lawyers, documenting Ryan's role as Elijah's primary alternate guardian. Megan resisted, but Jason's persistence and his honesty wore her down. She agreed to a co-parenting contract, tears in her eyes as they signed. A year later, at Elijah's first birthday, Ryan stood with Jason under handmade decorations, watching their son smash cake into his face. Megan was there, her mom side-eyeing Ryan, but the moment felt whole. That night, they recorded a video for Elijah, telling him their story messy, complicated, but real. You were born into love, Ryan said, and will always choose you. Jason proposed that same week, simple and unscripted, a silver ring engraved with always. They married in a courthouse, Elijah in a bow tie, Megan handing Ryan a tissue. Years later, Elijah grew up knowing he had two dads and a mom who loved him fiercely. At 7, he grinned and said, "So I get extra hugs, right?" Ryan laughed, and Jason hugged them both. Their story wasn't perfect. There were court dates, arguments, whispers from those who didn't understand. But every night, tucking Elijah in, Ryan looked at Jason and knew this was home, a family built on chaos, courage, and a love that refused to be anything less than real.